Good morning. Cheers. I'm at the park. Now hold on. Hold on, plane. Hold on. Anyway, you got to work with it. I outside. I in the park. I can't escape the sounds. Um, let's talk about something real quick though. Hold on. If you're going to really, if you're really trying to have tunnel vision on you, your life, your dreams, your aspirations, your gifts, you're going to have to stop comparing yourself. You're going to stop, you're going to have to stop comparing yourself to everyone else you see and what they have and how quick they got it, or they what they have and what you don't have. You have to stop doing that. And you have to stop doing it because you are you are you. You're your own person with your own journey, your own mindset, your own path. Like we have our own individual path. And I feel like we cut ourselves short a lot of the times from stepping into something new or really allowing ourselves the time to get where we want to be because we want a shortcut, or we only truly want it because someone else has it. How many of us, let's just keep it real, how many of us have things or want things because we see someone else with it? And don't get me wrong, inspiration is a natural thing. There are many things that I am inspired by. There are many things that I'm like, okay, I could see, or, because I just feel like that's what life is about. But you really have to start asking yourself why you want something. Why do I want this? Do I want this because I've always wanted this? Do I want this because I feel like this is in me to grasp? Or do I want this because I see what this gives this other person? Do I want this because I want to feel like what I think this person feels like? We really have to start asking ourselves why we want things, because we compare ourselves to people on a daily basis just because of where we think they're at. And we start to look at our life and be like, okay, well, I'm not doing good enough, or I'm not further enough. But you have to realize that your path is yours. That person's path is theirs. It don't matter what it look like. It really doesn't matter what it looks like. Like I said, I feel like the difference between inspiration and comparison is this. If I'm inspired by something, it it would spark a flame in me that has already been there to learn something, to tap into something. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is inspiration. I'm inspired to learn this new thing because I saw someone play it and I'm like, oh, that actually feels like I on that level, I on that type of time. I could connect to that. Comparison is, I see the attention, I see whatever attachment is to this thing, and now I want it. I see how this person moves with this particular thing, so now I want it. It's not from a genuine place. So you really have to start asking yourself, do I really want this? Or do I want this because society, this person made me feel like I need to have this? I feel like it's important to ask yourself that. Because what happens is, we live a life of comparison, and we spend all of our days doing things others do, living the way someone else live, because we don't really know what we want. And that stems from a lack of connection to self. So if I'm all the time comparing myself to other people, I'm going to do what they do. And also what it does is it decreases my own value for where I am right now. That's like seeing someone who's a business owner and they appear to be doing well, and they doing good. If you are naturally that, it's going to inspire you. It's going, that flame I was talking about, that's it, that was already inside of you. It's gonna like set that ablaze. If I see someone that same situation and I'm comparing myself, and I'm like, oh well, I don't have this, or I'm not able to obtain this. Everything is obtainable. Inspiration means, oh, this is possible. I could do that too. Inspiration is, okay, this is actually something I can achieve because I am seeing someone in the flesh, in my area, in front of me, that is actually living out something that I would want to live out. But when you start to compare and do things because of the things attached to it, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. It has to fail because it's built on sand. It's not built on a strong foundation. So comparing yourself to others decreases your own value. It takes away from the progress you're making towards whatever it is. And it also makes you doubt yourself. It makes you doubt that you're actually doing the damn thing. Or it makes you doubt that I'm not, maybe I'm not growing. Because you get on Instagram, you get on these apps, you get in these spaces, and your confidence shrinks because now you're surrounded by people, places, or things that make you question it. If you ever get in an environment that makes you question who you are, and makes you start comparing and doing all of this, it's unhealthy. Period. It's unhealthy for you. And you have to know when to check in and say, okay, hold on. I really like how this making me feel. Or is this something I truly want? Or do I only want this because, you know what I mean? Stop comparing yourself. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. And I also feel like there's also a time of doing nothing. And when I say doing nothing, we live in a world that is very patriarchal in the rat race of things. We always have to be doing this hustler mentality, this, that, this. Don't get me wrong. Yes, you should want to climb up to gain and to elevate yourself. Nothing's wrong with that. But there are also times where the load is kind of heavy, and the only thing that you should be focusing on is yourself. It ain't always about planning the next big thing. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's about sitting with self and just analyzing, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at right now. This is life right now. Sometimes, no, a lot of times, when we go through different things, we don't allow ourselves that period of stillness so we can really decompress and come down off of whatever that load was. What we're actually programmed to do is to keep going. And follow me. I'm not saying not to keep going, but you still gotta know when to stop. You have to know. That's how a lot of people crash out and crash and burn, because they're consistently going because life tells them to keep going, and then they don't have a moment to actually sit with and process where they're at. Sometimes that could be processing a loss, that could be processing what could be deemed as a failure, or anything of that capacity. But because we compare ourselves so much to everybody and what they got, we don't allow ourselves grace, time, space to just be. Do you believe, or do you know that God really just wants you to be sometimes? Because we try to control and make everything move and work for us. Sometimes you just need to be. Just be. Just allow. Let things flow as they may. It's healthy to sit still sometimes. It's healthy to be still in your mind sometimes, because we have so much going on a lot of the times, and we always trying to find the next solution to something. When do you give yourself a break? When do you give yourself permission to break and just sit still? And when do you give yourself permission to tell yourself the truth? When was the last time you told yourself the truth about something? When? When was the last time you actually had to hold yourself accountable for something? That is what sitting still and just being, those are the things that come up. And I feel like that's another reason why a lot of people don't sit still and don't just allow themselves to be, because what's going to come up when you're not busy anymore? What's going to really come up when all you have is time to just sit in what you've been suppressing? Suppression, most of the time, equals depression. A lot of the times people are depressed because they're suppressing something, and they put all kind of things on top of it so they can stay busy so they don't have to address it. It's not healthy. And because we did not have examples of that as adults, you're like, okay, well, what I do with all these feelings, girl? What do I do with all of this packed up childhood? What do I do with it? The first thing you do is you sit with it. You allow yourself to feel it because it's a real thing. You don't judge yourself about it. When you sit with it, you allow it to be, and you give yourself an opportunity to figure it out. What do I do with this? Address it, heal it, confront it. This takes time, obviously, but you don't want to be 60, 70, 80 years old with a bunch of trauma and you're not set free from it. Because everything that you don't address still lives inside you. Just because you ain't talk about it, or just because it hasn't been addressed, don't mean it don't exist. These things don't just go away. Y'all know that, right? Sometimes when you wake up real heavy in the morning, or you just wake up real heavy, and you're like, why I feel this way? Like something is being suppressed. There is something that you're not allowing to come to the surface. And when I say you're not allowing, if you've only knew how to suppress something all your life, it's hard to identify what the feeling is. Like, what is this? What is